Hello everyone, my name is Erika Gerena and I want to personally welcome you to the Nonprofit Whisperer YouTube channel. I am so excited to finally be here after such a long time, and I'm inviting you into a journey with myself and my co-host Jim Dempsey, with over 50 years of a combined experience between the both of us, serving with the privilege to serve in the nonprofit sector. Now we represent various sectors of society, and having served at the local, regional, national, and even international level. So we're excited to hear from you. Please leave comments below, any questions that you have. And I want to know, what nonprofit are you currently working for, or what sector of society are you currently representing? I would love to hear from you, both Jim and I. So without further ado, welcome to the Nonprofit Whisperer channel. All right, so Jim, so excited to get started and finally do this after such a long time of talking about it. But we are Nonprofit Whisperer podcast, and excited to have you here with us. And so want to jump into a little bit of things. Nonprofit Whisperer. I remember when I was coming up with the title of this podcast, and I thought, should it be the Nonprofit Whisperer or Nonprofit Whisperer? And I thought, I don't want to be like self-proclaimed expert in all things. And so I said, no, I want the people listening to this to become the experts. And so that's why I use Nonprofit Whisperer. What we mean with Nonprofit Whisperer, the definition that we're using, a person skilled in taming or training a specified kind of animal. We're not calling you people animals. Don't worry about that. Typically using body language and gentle vocal encouragement rather than physical contact. So what do you think about that, Jim?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it's somebody who is skilled, and they understand what they're trying to accomplish, and they understand their audience, and they know how to properly tame and train a topic, and nonprofits, that's really our animal, is the nonprofit organization.
This kind of channel is something of what I wish people would have shared with me when I got into the nonprofit world. And I know that you feel like that the same, right? Like most people that come into nonprofit sector, they kind of just, I think that we just kind of land in it, right?
Absolutely.
Us, like we don't really go to it very much. It kind of calls us. And so such a privilege, but there's a lot of things I wish people would have shared with me about it. And so Jim, most people don't know this, but there are 1.6 million tax-exempt organizations just here in the United States. And this includes all 501c designations, from churches, cultural centers, to food banks and disaster relief organizations.
Right. Yeah.
That's quite a stat when people think, oh, nonprofit organizations, and they just think of like the mom and pop small little org, or their kids soccer club down the street. They don't realize all of these organizations that kind of fall under this designation.
I know we always think of the mega organization. We think about, say, a Salvation Army, or a any large organization, but we forget that there's just ones that are one person show, one person band.
That's why we're doing this podcast, is because in addition to those 1.6 million that exist, it's important for people to know data from National Center on Charitable Statistics reveals that approximately 30% of nonprofits fail to exist after 10 years. And according to Forbes, over half of all nonprofits that are chartered and are destined to fail or stall within a few years due to leadership issues and the lack of a strategic plan, among other things. Agree?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we always think in the business world, if you're starting out, someone brand new in business, there's usually a curriculum that's set up, a management trainee program that's set up to head you down the correct path of leadership. And I know of very few nonprofit organizations, even the large ones, that have a management training course, a program that sets somebody down the path. Then we wonder why poor decisions are made, why finances are not done properly. And generally a nonprofit organization is set up because someone had a heart or a passion for a particular cause, but that does not qualify someone to start an organization, lead an organization, take an organization to the next level, to hire people. And so often we see that is that some, just because somebody had a cause for something, they took it on, but they got way over their heads, and after a matter of a year to 2 years, that organization goes under because they just didn't know what to do.
So that's why I'm such an advocate for strategic partnerships, and, and doing your research and finding out what's out there to see where you can add value instead of recreating and then becoming a competitor, when really you should be complementing what someone's already doing instead of competing. But we get to unpack that in episodes like later on. Tell us a little bit about you, Jim, and your background.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you, I really, for me, it's been an incredible journey. That I serve in currently is in the area of development, which essentially is fundraising. And I did not go into the organization that I serve with right now wanting to get into fundraising. In fact, I always joke that nobody grows is a child and says when they grow up they want to be involved in fundraising and development. But remarkably, I was placed into that area, and it turned out to be an amazing fit, and I would not regret one bit what I've been doing. I've had the opportunity to raise hundreds of millions of dollars over the 36 years, everywhere from major donor relations to events of all scale, from less than 100 people to thousands and thousands of individuals at events, and it's been a really remarkable career for sure. So
that's incredible, Jim.
Well, it's been a real blessing and a real joy. How about you, Erika? What got you into nonprofit?
2 years now doing fundraising, strategic partnerships, community engagement, diversity, inclusion, and belonging. A little bit of all things in the nonprofit sector. So 22 years in, have been served in so many and various roles, and yeah, so I think it's been a great privilege. It's been wonderful. I think the various sectors is what we're also going to be able to talk about. I've worked with government, I've worked with education, I've worked in faith-based and health, and I know you too, Jim, have worked with a lot of different kinds of causes, and homelessness. There's so many different things. So when we're talking to our audience and we're sharing with you about our experiences, that's what we're bringing to the table. It's like a very holistic view, and a very diverse background within the both of us, and hopefully bring you different perspectives and different ways to think about some of the work that we're all doing out here. We're doing really good work, and we need the support of one another. And so I'm excited to be able to share that with folks and give them some secrets and some tools and connect them to some resources. One of those resources being another channel that Jim has and leads, the Development Effectiveness Strategies channel on YouTube. So check it out, go subscribe. That's really going to do a deeper dive into the development world and fundraising world. And so check that out. And as we kind of keep on going, we'll begin to introduce various kinds of tools and resources that you can use to better learn about your craft. Jim has been a mentor of mine, not just a mentor, but a sponsor for my over 20 years, over 2 decades of working in this kind of nonprofit sector. And so that's why I'm so excited to partner with him. I'm so excited to be a part of this. And I want you to subscribe. I want you to listen in and be a part of our community. We're so excited. We have so many great topics to share with you. And so until next time, have a wonderful day.